Did you know that in certain parts of the world it's quite common for older men to marry younger women? In fact, in some countries, the age gap between spouses can be as high as 15 years. Yes, you heard it right. This isn't a phenomenon limited to a select few. Across the globe, there are countries where this trend is not just an exception, but a societal norm. In the grand scheme of things, the average age gap in marriages worldwide fluctuates around 4 years. But in some regions, this gap widens significantly due to various societal factors. These factors range from economic stability to cultural traditions, and they play a pivotal role in shaping the marriage patterns we see today. In certain parts of Asia, Africa and South America, for instance, it's not uncommon to find marriages with an age gap of 10 to 15 years. Intriguing, isn't it? In the next few minutes, we're going to take a closer look at the top 5 countries where older men marry younger women. Starting our countdown at number 5, we have Colombia. Nestled between the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea, this vibrant South American country is known for its lush landscapes, rich coffee, and, interestingly enough, a trend of older men marrying younger women. But what are the factors that contribute to this? Diving into the heart of Colombian society, we find a culture steeped in traditional values. Marriage is considered a sacred institution, with many families encouraging their daughters to marry at a young age. It is not uncommon to see families arranging marriages for their daughters with older men, who are often seen as more stable and mature. Now, let's talk about the social context. Colombia, like many other Latin American countries, has a deeply ingrained machismo culture. In this culture, age is associated with power and respect. Older men, therefore, are often seen as attractive partners because they embody these traits. This cultural norm, combined with the traditional view of marriage, contributes to the trend of older men marrying younger women. But there's another factor at play here, and that's the economic stability. Colombia has faced economic challenges and disparities for many years. For many families, marrying their daughters off to older, financially stable men is seen as a means to secure their future. It's a pragmatic approach, deeply rooted in the country's socio-economic context. Of course, it's important to note that not all marriages in Colombia follow this trend, and many young women and older men form genuine, loving relationships. However, the combination of traditional values, social norms, and economic factors does create a unique context in which age gap marriages are more common. But Colombia is just the start. Let's take a look at the next country on our list. Coming in at number 4, we travel to the vibrant and diverse country of India. In the heart of South Asia, India's vast tapestry of cultures, traditions, and societal norms paints a vivid picture of the country's unique way of life. One such facet of Indian society is the trend of older men marrying younger women, a practice deeply rooted in the country's cultural fabric. You see, in India, marriage is not merely a union of 2 individuals, but an alliance of 2 families. The age of the groom often coincides with his financial stability and social standing, which are considered crucial factors in arranged marriages. Older men are seen as more capable of providing for their families, hence the preference. Now, let's delve a bit deeper. Indian society is predominantly patriarchal and age is revered. An elder husband is often seen as a figure of authority and respect, fostering a sense of security. This societal norm, coupled with the country's high regard for tradition and customs, contributes significantly to the prevalence of age gap marriages. Additionally, economic factors cannot be overlooked. India, despite its economic growth, still grapples with poverty. For some families, marrying a daughter to an older, financially stable man is seen as a means of securing her future. However, it's worth noting that times are changing. With the rise of education and women empowerment, more and more young Indian women are breaking away from these age-old traditions. They're asserting their independence, pursuing careers, and choosing partners based on love and compatibility rather than age and financial stability. So, while the trend of older men marrying younger women is still prevalent in India, it's not a one-size-fits-all scenario. The country's rich diversity, coupled with its rapidly evolving societal norms, make it a fascinating study in the dynamics of age gap marriages. India's cultural practices certainly play a big role. Next, we move to a country in Africa. Making its way to the 3rd spot, we have Nigeria. This vibrant West African nation has a unique blend of cultures, traditions, and most notably for our purposes, marital practices. In Nigeria, age gap marriages are not only common, but they are also deeply ingrained in societal norms. Diving into the heart of Nigerian culture, we find that traditional marital practices often involve older men marrying younger women. This is particularly prevalent among the Hausa and Fulani tribes, where it's considered perfectly acceptable, even desirable, for a man in his 50s or 60s to marry a woman in her late teens or early 20s. But it's not just about tradition. The societal norms in Nigeria also play a significant role in the prevalence of these age gap marriages. Respect for elders is a cornerstone of Nigerian culture. This respect often translates into power and influence, making older men attractive marriage prospects. However, it would be remiss of us to ignore the elephant in the room, the impact of economic factors. Nigeria, like many developing countries, faces economic challenges. Poverty, unemployment, and lack of access to education are sadly all too common. In such circumstances, marrying an older man who is often more financially stable can appear to be a viable solution for many young women and their families. While these marriages are a part of the country's fabric, they are not without controversy. Activists and NGOs are working tirelessly to raise the minimum marriage age and improve access to education for girls. They argue that these measures will provide young women with more options and help break the cycle of poverty. So, as we delve into the intricate tapestry of Nigerian marital practices, we see a complex interplay of tradition, societal norms, and economic factors. These influences combine to make Nigeria our third country where older men often marry younger women. Now we're moving to the top 2 countries on our list. Prepare for some surprises. Our runner-up is Saudi Arabia. A land of vast deserts, ancient traditions, and a rich cultural tapestry, Saudi Arabia is also a place where older men marrying younger women is quite common. But why is this so prevalent in the kingdom? To understand this, we must first delve into Saudi Arabia's legal framework. In Saudi law, there is no legal minimum age for marriage, allowing for unions between older men and younger women. While there have been calls for reform, change has been slow, and this practice continues. Cultural norms and societal expectations also play a significant role. In Saudi society, men often marry later in life once they've established their careers and financial stability. On the other hand, women are generally expected to marry at a younger age. This dichotomy naturally leads to an age gap in many marriages. Furthermore, the concept of mahr, or dowry, is still prevalent in Saudi culture. It's a financial gift that the groom must give to the bride at the time of marriage. Older men with more financial resources are often seen as more attractive prospects because they can offer a larger mahr. Yet, it's important to note that the landscape is gradually changing. As the younger generation grows more educated and aware, they're challenging these norms and advocating for change. Now it's time to reveal the number 1 country on our list. And the top spot goes to the Philippines. The Philippines, an archipelago nestled in the heart of Southeast Asia, holds the highest rate of age gap marriages in the world. But why is this so? The answer lies in a complex tapestry of cultural practices, societal norms, and economic factors. Culturally, Filipino society places a high value on family and respect for elders. This often translates into younger women marrying older men, seen as more capable of providing stability and protection. It's a tradition deeply rooted in the country's history, one that continues to persist today. However, societal norms play a significant role as well. A sense of maturity and financial stability are highly prized, and it's often believed that older men can provide this. The societal pressures to marry an older, more established man can be intense, leading to an increased prevalence of age gap marriages. And finally, there's the economic factor. The Philippines, while rich in culture and natural beauty, faces significant economic challenges. For many families, an age gap marriage is seen as a potential path to a better life, a way to escape poverty and provide for their families. So a blend of tradition, societal expectations, and economic realities culminate in the Philippines having the highest rate of age gap marriages. This goes to show how deeply intertwined cultural norms and economic conditions can be when it comes to shaping societal behaviors. And there you have it, the top 5 countries where older men marry younger women. Age gap marriages are a global phenomenon influenced by a variety of cultural, social, and economic factors. In our exploration today, we've uncovered the top 5 countries where older men marry younger women, each with its unique set of circumstances. From Colombia's vibrant Latin culture to the deeply rooted traditions of India, the economic necessities of Nigeria, Saudi Arabia's societal norms, and the familial obligations in the Philippines, we've traversed diverse landscapes of human relationships. These unions, sometimes controversial, often misunderstood, are a testament to the complexity of human nature and societal structures. They challenge us to look beyond our own cultural confines and engage in dialogue that acknowledges the multiplicity of human experiences. In the end, love, respect, and mutual understanding should be the foundation of any relationship, regardless of the age difference. Let's continue this conversation, learn from each other, and strive to build a world where everyone feels seen and respected. Thank you for joining us on this journey around the world. Stay tuned for more eye-opening content.